Okay, let's dive into this. Welcome back to another explainer for the focused learner. Today, we're unpacking an absolute giant. We're looking directly at Napoleon Hill's timeless playbook, Think and Grow Rich. I mean, it's been nearly a century, and this is still literally the foundational text for modern self-help and entrepreneurial strategy. If you're looking for that structured, no-nonsense guide to how this philosophy actually works under the hood, well, you're in exactly the right place.
So I want you to think about this for a second. What is the actual secret formula that built the fortunes of history's wealthiest people? Like, is there a literal blueprint for success? Well, according to the source material we're looking at today, the answer is a massive, absolute yes. This implies that building wealth functions a lot more like physics or chemistry. You know, if you combine the exact right elements in the exact right order, the result is practically inevitable. It's not about luck at all. It's about a specific, replicable secret that totally transformed the lives of everyone who discovered it.
Over the next few minutes, we're going to visually map out this exact journey for you. It's a step-by-step playbook that transforms dreaming into actual doing. We'll start with the secret of success itself, move into thought and burning desire, explore the power of the mind, break down knowledge and imagination, and finally, wrap up with planning and the mastermind concept.
All right, moving right into part 1, the secret of success.
And this brilliantly illustrates that we are not just talking about some abstract theory here. This is a highly practical method originally passed down to Napoleon Hill by the legendary steel magnate himself, Andrew Carnegie. It was used by history's most monumental figures to build their massive legacies. We're talking about inventors like Thomas Edison and the Wright brothers, industrial titans like Henry Ford, and even U.S. presidents like Woodrow Wilson. Take Henry Ford, for example. He didn't just stumble his way into revolutionizing transportation. No way. He applied these exact same principles to smash through massive obstacles and build his incredible legacy.
You see, Hill didn't just sit in a room and guess at these principles. He spent 25 years meticulously researching and analyzing over 500 millionaires to distill this formula. Just to put that into perspective, this wasn't some quick weekend survey. This meant spending decades inside boardrooms, observing the private habits, daily routines, and mental frameworks of absolute titans of industry. It's a massive empirical study of success, all packaged into the 1937 classic we're exploring right now. But, and the source text makes this absolutely crucial point clear, the secret only truly reveals itself and works for those who are mentally prepared to receive it.
Which brings us nicely to part 2, thought and burning desire. Here's the foundation of the whole thing. Every single great fortune begins with a simple thought. But listen, just wanting money, that is simply not enough. Thoughts only gain limitless power when they're combined with a definite purpose and a really firm, unwavering determination. Your desire basically has to evolve from a passive little wish into a consuming, burning obsession that drives literally every single action you take.
The text uses this absolutely brilliant metaphor for this process: the magnetic mind. Basically, when a thought becomes a dominant obsession, your mind physically acts like a magnet. Imagine deciding you want to open a specialized bakery, right? Suddenly, you start noticing vacant storefronts on your drive to work. You serendipitously bump into a pastry chef at a dinner party. You stumble across a perfectly good commercial oven for sale online. That is the magnetic mind in action. It actually begins to physically draw the exact circumstances, the right people, and the wealth that perfectly matches that dominant thought right into your daily life.
So the crucial point is, how do you actually execute this? Well, the text gives us 6 incredibly precise, highly actionable steps to turn that desire into actual gold. Step 1, you have to fix the exact amount in your mind. Down to the exact dollar. Step 2, determine exactly what service or effort you're going to trade for it, because wealth is a fair exchange. Are you giving 40 hours a week of specialized consulting, creating a specific physical product? Step 3, set a strict, definite deadline. Step 4, build a plan and start immediately whether you feel ready or not. Step 5, write it all down in a really clear statement. And step 6, this is the big one, you absolutely must read this statement aloud twice every single day. The psychology behind this is key. You have to vividly see and feel yourself already in possession of that wealth.
Now let's shift gears a bit into part 3, the power of the mind. We really need to explore exactly how your internal belief system fuels this entire external process. Faith is the starting point. Honestly, reading those 6 steps every day is completely useless without it. Faith is the spark that gives life, true power, and decisive action to the mere impulse of a thought. As the book says, it's the only known antidote to failure.
And this brings us to a vital, kind of abstract concept called
Autosuggestion. Let's make it concrete. Think of your subconscious mind as a highly fertile garden. Autosuggestion is just the intentional process of planting the right seeds. If you don't voluntarily plant the seeds of your desire, well, society and your environment are just going to plant seeds of doubt, fear, and limitation for you by default. So when you read your written statement aloud twice a day with deep emotion and absolute faith, you are voluntarily feeding your subconscious mind. You're planting the seed of your burning desire, overriding all those weeds and forcing your mind to act on your goal.
Moving right along to part 4, knowledge and imagination. Now we have to shift from internal belief to the specific external tools you need to execute this. There's a really fascinating distinction made here. General knowledge, like the kind you get in a traditional university, is super common. I mean, you can have a professor with 4 advanced degrees and a ton of general knowledge who still completely struggles financially. Why? Because general knowledge just does not attract wealth on its own. Wealth requires specialized knowledge. And even then, that knowledge has to be organized and intelligently directed through highly practical plans of action. Without that direction, even the smartest, most highly educated people are going to fail to build fortunes.
So how exactly do you organize that knowledge into a practical plan? Through imagination. Imagination is literally the workshop of the mind. It's the catalyst, the crucible, where your specialized knowledge and your raw, burning desire get combined, melted down, and finally given shape, form, and a concrete plan for real-world execution.
And I want you to remember this profoundly liberating fact. Ideas have no standard price. Immense fortunes always start with a single, highly valued idea born entirely in someone's imagination. Take the creation of the United States Steel Corporation. That didn't start with physical factories or huge piles of iron ore. It started as a totally intangible idea in the imagination of Charles M. Schwab. He envisioned a fully consolidated steel industry. And because he created the idea, he dictated its value to the entire world, which ultimately led to a billion-dollar enterprise.
Let's move to the final phase here, part 5, planning and mastermind. Let's move to and see how this builds into the final external execution phase. This is where your internal ideas finally meet reality through organized planning. But here's the catch. You cannot do this alone. No single individual has enough experience, education, or natural ability to create massive wealth without the active cooperation of other people. You've got to ally yourself with a dedicated group, determine exactly what mutual benefits you can offer each other, and meet up frequently, like at least twice a week. And crucially, you absolutely must maintain perfect harmony. If there's any ego, resentment, or friction in the group, the creative energy just evaporates. Perfect harmony is totally non-negotiable for success.
And this perfectly coordinated group, that's what's called the mastermind. This is the exact specific principle that Andrew Carnegie used to multiply his personal power and build his mind-blowing wealth. You see, Carnegie didn't actually know everything about making steel himself. Instead, he built a mastermind group of around 50 men. We're talking expert chemists, brilliant plant managers, super savvy financial minds. By directing all their combined specialized knowledge toward one definite purpose, in complete harmony, he created an unstoppable, monumental force. However, even the very best mastermind group is going to face setbacks, and that is exactly where persistence comes in. Persistence is the essential factor in turning your desire into wealth, and it is built entirely on willpower. He'll suggest cultivating this willpower by keeping your mind strictly, tightly closed to all negative and discouraging influences. Yes, that definitely includes negative friends or acquaintances. Listen, without persistence, you're basically defeated before you even cross the starting line. But with it, you're gonna win.
Ultimately, mastering all these steps leads to what Hill calls the 13th principle, the sixth sense. We're just briefly touching on this, but it represents the very pinnacle of the entire philosophy. It's this profound state you reach only after mastering all the previous steps. It basically acts as a mental temple of wisdom, where infinite intelligence communicates with you directly, warning you of looming dangers and guiding you straight toward massive opportunities.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it sums everything up. After breaking down all these complex mechanics of wealth building, it distills down to this single, incredibly empowering truth. You have absolute control over only one thing in this entire universe, and that is your own thoughts. It is your divine right to manage them. So knowing that you completely control your thoughts, and knowing the exact 6-step playbook to turn those thoughts into reality, are you ready to claim your divine right to wealth and actually apply this secret to your life starting today? The entire blueprint is right in front of you.
Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. If this structured breakdown helped you wrap your head around these timeless principles, please make sure to hit that like button, Leave a comment, share it with a friend, and subscribe to the channel. Engaging with the content really helps fuel your ongoing personal development journey. And trust me, we've got plenty more of these clear, focused explainers coming your way. Keep learning, keep planning, and I will see you in the next one.